Hey everybody, I'm Corinne.
Hey everyone, and I'm Davina.
And together we are
Embracing Genesis.
So today we're sitting here, we're having a continued conversation from last week about celebrating and celebrations and making sure that you celebrate yourself.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to continue the conversation because we want to talk about some things that would make you, feel like, why is it that during a time that you should be extremely happy in your life would be some things that would stop you from moving forward and celebrating yourself. And one of the biggest things that can stop you from celebrating yourself is depression. And why is it so important to talk about that? Well, first and foremost, depression is one of those things that just kind of sneaks up on you, and you don't have to be someone who's diagnosed with depression to have a depressive episode. I believe, maybe not everybody, but a lot of people just kind of go through their lives. They have depressing moments, but some people really, truly deal with depression on a daily basis. They kind of have to learn how to process and live through it. And it is one of those things that can keep you from celebrating. Okay. Because one, you have those thoughts that keep continuously go on in your mind saying that you don't deserve it, or honestly, because depression is a physical thing too, you can feel it. You just can't seem to get yourself to move. You can't seem to get yourself to enjoy it. You're fatigued in your body. And so one of those things that can keep you from celebrating is depression. And we want to make sure that people know that if you kind of feel those things and they come upon you, one, seek the necessary help that you need.
That's important. That's
extremely important. Talk to someone and interview your therapist. Don't just go and talk to the first person that you meet, because it may not be the person for you, and you can end up in a worse situation than you started.
Right.
So that's important. Get a counselor if you need one. And from there, just kind of recognize what you're feeling and what you're going through, because you don't want to miss out on the important moments in your life. And celebrating is one of those important moments. You have accomplished something that was important to you. You've accomplished something that you've always wanted to do. So don't stop there. You know what I'm saying? And don't let that be the end of your story. And if you feel like you can't seem to get out of the haze, find some help to do it.
And then for those of you who might not battle with depression, one of the things that you can battle with is self-doubt.
Absolutely.
And what happens is, in the moments that we celebrate ourselves, we build the confidence to let ourselves know that we can do it. And what happens sometimes is we wait so long to celebrate our successes that along the way we start having this self-defeated attitude where we feel like, I just can't do this. This is just not going to happen for me. But the reality is it will happen for us, but we have to have the confidence that it will.
Right.
And there's one thing that we all know for sure is if you think that you will not do it, it's going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. Yes. You will not make it. You will not be able to do it. So the more confidence that you have, the more you, put it in the other way, the more you celebrate, the more confident you will become, because then you know that I actually can make this happen.
Exactly.
So celebrations is important. It doesn't matter what walk of life you are in, whether you're battling depression or you're not battling with depression. Celebration is going to help for us to build our confidence and knowing that I can, and it will change our mindset. And sometimes it's the negative self-talk that we have to go through, or that we go through all the time, that stops us from moving. But in celebrating, we get to cancel out that negative self-doubt, self-talk, because every time I celebrate, I'm replacing the negative with a positive.
Right. It's that reinforcement that you need, that. And the thing, you can't do anything if you don't believe it. So if you don't believe in the celebration, if you don't believe that you've earned it, if you don't believe that the work that you did value the celebration, then you're not going to make that step to do it. Like,
that's true.
Davina just said, don't fulfill your prophecy by already speaking against it. So know what it is. I did this. I accomplished this. And so therefore, I'm going to get up and I'm going to make sure that I celebrate myself and be confident in what you do. No matter how big or small, it's still a victory.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You won. And so make sure that you do that. And if you're at a place where you're, just not feeling quite yourself and, you need somebody to kind of pull you along, get a cheerleader to take with you and say, okay, look, I'm just not feeling myself, but I accomplished this. Can you go with me? and take someone with you on that journey, so that way you're not feeling like you're trying to pull yourself along. Allow someone to help you through it.
I love the idea of bringing just the cheerleaders. You got to have a cheerleader in your corner, Absolutely. Like we talked about last week. Without the cheerleaders, sometimes you don't have the motivation to keep going. And so you got to have somebody that says, Ren, girl, you got this. Like, you killing the game. Like, keep going. Corinne's corner, what?
Yes.
Like, do it. And if you don't have that, sometimes we can't cheer ourselves on because we're too busy beating ourselves up. So you need that external motivation to keep us going.
Exactly. And this is my suggestion. Find that one person that gets on your absolute nerves, because if that eventually
I'm that person for her.
Because eventually you'll be like, I am so sick of hearing her talk. Let me just get up and go. You know what I'm saying? And then you get there and realize, I'm so glad I did this. You know what I'm saying? So find your cheerleader, find your nagging partner, that person that's going to be like, come on, girl, let's go, let's get up. And you just be like, you know what? Come on, let's go. Let's go, just so I can stop hearing you talking. You know what I'm saying? So.
Side note, sidebar. We have two totally different personalities. I am a move, get out of the way type of planner, and she is a slow and steady wins the race planner. And so we clash sometimes because I move too fast and she be moving too slow, and we're trying to find this balance. So I sometimes am that nagging person for her, and I own it. You know, admittance is the first thing, or what they say. But whatever, I admit it, I know it, and I own it. I own it. And so one of the things that I don't think we talked about last week is, you know, we do not celebrate ourselves well.
No, we do
but
not.
There are a lot of ways that you can celebrate yourself. And in section 2 of Embracing Genesis, the guide to move you from vision to reality, we talk about celebrations, and you have to go and figure out a list of 10 ways that you celebrate yourself. And that's a struggle for us sometimes. But one of the things that I find when I do it, I'm a foodie. I like to eat. And so if I can take me a trip to a special place to have an awesome meal, that's a celebration for me.
Right.
What's an example of a celebration for you?
A celebration for me, honestly, is when I can buy some new hair. So, you know, disclaimer, I suffer from alopecia, so I haven't graced y'all with my baldness quite yet, but I will. But so for me, my celebration is when I am able to buy some new hair and just completely redo my look. You know, so it just makes me, feel good.
Well, I consider that's embracing Genesis, creating a new you.
Yes, creating a new me. You know,
I like it.
Yes, I love it. Yeah.
But we just want to make sure we stop by today to just let you know that in the midst of depression, in the midst of your sadness, in the midst of your negative self-talk, celebrations will have a way sometimes to just pull you out, because they give you that, even if it's a momentary joy and momentary peace, it's what you need in that moment. And sometimes it can pull us out of dark places. And sometimes it can take that moment where, you know, they say turn your frown into a smile, you know, so make sure you celebrate yourself and honor yourself for your journey and where you have been and where you're going and the time it's going to take for you to get there. And just know that you can do it. You're perfect just the way that you are.
Exactly.
Celebrate yourself. Honor yourself. Recognize yourself for all the awesome things that you do. You got anything else you want to add, Rand?
And just, you know, when you find yourself in those places, just keep this question in mind. You know, am I closer to where I started, or am I closer to where I'm going? And if you can answer that question and say that I'm closer to where I'm going, then you know that you are continuously moving. And sometimes you don't see, sometimes the pace does go extremely slow and you feel like nothing is happening, but always know that if you are closer to where you are going, then you are exactly where you need to be. And in that itself, celebrate that. And so just make sure that you just keep that in mind. So when you feel like those moments, you're like, I just feel like things aren't happening for me. I just feel like I'm not, you know, going where I want to go. I'm not feeling like myself. Just ask yourself that question. Am I closer to where I was, or am I closer to where I'm going? And that should help.
That was really good advice. And so we hope that you enjoyed this moment to just talk about celebrations and the mindful moments that come along with celebrating.
Yes.
Which, by the way, mindful moments is in our book, Embracing Genesis, which hits really soon by the end of November. So we're super excited. But as always, we always end by telling you, please make sure that you follow us, like us, and subscribe on YouTube,
Facebook,
Twitter,
Instagram.
And thank you. And don't forget to visit, we never talk about our website, www.embracinggenesis.com. If you would like to be a part of our lunch team, you still have some time to sign up before we get the book in people's hands. So check us out. Join the lunch team, and just thank you. Have a great day.
I think we should tell them what they would get if they join the launch team.
Well, go for it, girl.
Okay, so if you go to our website, like Davina said, www.embracinggenesis.com, and to sign up to be a part of our launch team, this is what you get. So one, you get our book firsthand at a discounted rate.
Yes.
You get
Did we say discount?
Discount. Because you'll have early access to the book.
Yes.
Then you will also be able to be on a lovely webinar with the two of us discussing our book.
Yes.
And then you also get a free downloadable journal. You get a free downloadable journal,
right?
Which is called
the planner. You do get the journal.
You get the journal, and you get the it's called Embracing Genesis Reflection Journal. So that's what you get with our launch team. So we hope that you go and sign up with us. We would love for y'all to be on this journey with us.
Yeah.
And so, you got anything else?
I got nothing, but we thank y'all for your time.
Thank
Everybody
you.
have a great day.
Bye.